sexy souls. How are you all doing? Welcome to Weird and Woo Woo, where I'm weird and we all get a little woo woo. As you can tell, it is allergy season because I'm in darkest circles on God's green earth. So, yay. Anyways, we are gonna do an energy check-in for the week. What the fuck is going on in my head? Anyways, it was really nice outside this morning. Sat out on the porch. I cleaned my porch. Are you proud of me? You should be proud of me. I cleaned my porch, front and back. It's all clean now. Yay! My orb weavers have retreated. I don't know where they are. Well, a couple of them got caught in some crosshairs when I was cleaning. The others, I just gently said, "Move, go, peace out, home skillet." And so I don't know where they are now. They've retreated though. They're like, "You have messed it all up." So but it was getting cold anyways. They needed to figure it out. I have one left. He's up on the roof. I don't know why he likes it so high. Anywho's, okay. So we're gonna do an energy check-in for the week. See if there's anything in the energies to see what's up. I don't know. I'm not really getting a lot. Although I will say, when I'm like this and super talkative, the energies are really, really, they're getting to going. So, it should be a good reading, in my opinion. Spirit. Alrighty. So, first and foremost, you're a sovereign being of your life. You get to determine if, how, when, where, why any of these messages might apply. My recommendation to you is never to Cinderella shit to make it fit. Okay. It was really hot 15 minutes ago. It's still warm. Oh, Hermetic Tarot. Hello. How are you? I'm going to start. When I leave shit general for spirit here recently, it is the same shit. And I have been so accommodating for somebody who generally doesn't do these kinds of reads that I'm like, sure, spirit, that's where we're going. Okay, let's do it. Like, they should be proud of me. They should be proud of me. We have a 2 of Cups on the split. I was just splitting. Yeah, expecting something. So, I don't know. Why is my hair doing okay? Do I have big ears? Like, my sister has big ears, and I always thought that I didn't. Hers stick out, but I say that with all the love in my heart. If she's watching. Anywho's. There was a King of Swords on the other side of that split. Oh, I tell you what, the pop-ups irritate me. And they're giving me somebody really in their mind. Somebody that's really in their mind. Their mental space, we'll call it. Are really smart. 9 of Cups. Somebody's really smart. That's sexy. I'm just gonna. When someone's really smart. Like, here's the thing. I am not the smartest person in the world. I'm aware of that. And sometimes I feel like I find myself in rooms where I am like I am tired of being the smartest person in the room. And I know the saying is like, you should never be the smartest person in the room. And I'm like, I know. And it doesn't say much when I feel like I'm consistently way too many times the smartest person in the room. And I'm talking holistically, like with emotional intelligence and street smarts and like everything, the whole 9 yards, not just book smarts or, I have a master's. I talk like I don't, but I have my master's degree, guys. Anywho's, so it's refreshing when you find somebody that you actually want to listen to. Because there's a difference between hearing somebody and listening. So, anymore, I'm like, I am definitely a sapiosexual because good God. I mean, people can say something and it is ruined. Ruined. Okay. Let's get to go. I mean, he's just wholesome. Knight of Pentacles. I mean, this is a well rooted individual. Why do I feel like whoever they're talking about with the knight, the King of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, they feel off in the distance a little bit. Like there may be some other things happening this week that are more upfront, or this person has maintained some kind of energetic distance. I don't feel like there's like it's not like a severed type of thing. This person just feels like almost like they're like when someone's doing a theater thing and there's people up in the balcony watching, kind of like that. That's what it feels like. They're not really an in your face energy right now, or at least not at this moment. Let's put it that way, because it feels Nine of Cups again, taking it second time. Like I've shuffled for crying out loud. Bitch. Lovers. Why so many? Why are we having so many? So So for the Knight of Pentacles, there's something. God. Sometimes they get fancy words. These are not my spirit team. Will cuss right along with me. When they get fancy, I'm like, who am I talking to? They said a very tangible, something very tangible. So I assume they mean I shall interpret for all of us. I don't talk like that. Knight of Pentacles. That feels like a very tangible. Knight of Pentacles is something that's coming in, approaches like a proposition or proposal type of situation. Sometimes an offer. So it's like something approaching, something maybe something tangible being offered, or just approaching in the tangible, which would mean in the flesh. So like instead of being off, like observing, watching, it's an approach. Ooh. But I need to start compartmentalizing these things because these ones are taking over. They're taking over. And I'm like, we got so many. Like the last time I went live, that shit was so good. Oh, I was so happy. It wasn't, no offense about love. um, okay, let's get serious. Five of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles. So bookending this, we have the Knight of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. Definitely some kind of like something approaching. Offering of something tangible. It is a whole lot. Okay, I know it's the Pentacles. Okay, smart asses. I know y'all are gonna say something ahead of time, so I'm just gonna. I was like, it's good. It has such a very earthy feel to it, like a very well-rooted nature. So that we've got some kind of a buck here, 10-point buck maybe. And then we have the like a bull, cattle, something or others. Um, I don't know. I keep getting like rooted in reality, something tangible. But obviously, it's something that's on offer by somebody. And okay, so the overall energies is the lovers, right? It's a center card. If there's a center card, then the over and it's like you're going to get. I think you've been wanting an approach. Why? Okay, so this Knight of Swords motherfucker, he feels like if you have felt like this is not creepy. If you have felt like somebody's watching you, I almost feel like you may feel like you may be approached. And maybe this is happening. Maybe when you're out and about and things like that, like people are staring, people are clocking you. They're like, eye contact and shit. And you're like, what's going on? Because you're like, you feel watched, you feel observed. Yeah, that's what it is. You feel observed. Watch sounds a little creepy. You feel observed. And I feel like you want to root something out of the shadows, like just come forward already, kind of thing. But why do I feel like you also don't know? Like you don't know who's observing you for certain. That's a little weird. Knight of Pentacles with the Nine of Cups. I get a very earthy person, even though somebody is exceptionally intellectually smart. They have such a very grounded, earthy energy. You know, when people can have such an immense presence in a room, but they don't have to do anything to be the center of attention. They're so grounded, their energy really is like an anchor. That's what this feels like. I think this is something like the anchor to your whimsy is what they're saying. Like I'm getting pixie, nymph, fairy kind of energy ish, flighty, fantastical, maybe a bit childlike. They're giving me like Bambi, like sing thing, you know what I mean? Um, and somebody who's maybe more in their head in a different way, like in their imagination, in the experience of something, and it's like the really active and loud and whatever person tends to need the other person that helps to anchor them into reality kind of thing or helps to yeah just help them feel grounded. God, why was that so fucking hard? It's definitely an energy like that. There's something delicious about it, I'm just going to tell you, because it feels like, oh yeah, like when you meet a person for the first time and you're like, girl, shit. Like you're just like, fuck yes. It's that way. And it's like, Jesus. They're given all kinds of innuendos. It's like barren land. So this is somebody who's not been in a relationship for a hot fucking minute. Like I'm getting years and may have been abstinent for years. Like it just feels barren. Um, only for something they're getting gross now. For a seed to be think they're being cheeky. They're being funny, and it is, but like for something to sprout. It's like you go from nothing to boom. This is the kind of energy you meet somebody and it's like both of you know immediately. Like, oh shit, this is gonna be a relationship. Like there's a meme going around where it's like, and I don't this is nothing is absolute, guys, right? So we find it funny, haha, but it's like, people who are really meant to be together know immediately there's no talking stage kind of thing. That's what it feels like. Like it feels like nothing to something. Um, they're giving me age with this also. So this King of Swords, Knight of Pentacles is probably younger. There's a lot of that going around too. Can I just say? Okay. Um, Moon, you're not aware of certain things. But again, somebody feels observed is the best word I can come up with. Observed. Like you can I feel like somebody feels like they're on the verge of a relationship. And they're like, come on with it already. Like, but there's no motherfucking prospects in sight. It's barren land. And then poof. I mean, if this person is younger, they have an energy presence of Queen of Cups, Page of Swords. Uh-huh. Well, you may be barren land, or your life has been barren land, but they most certainly think that you're fertile. That's why they want to plant the seed. Plan. There's gonna be communication. Oh, intel. What the fuck? Okay, I don't. Gathering of information. Page of Swords. Okay, like the gathering of information on this Queen of Cups. Very nurturing. That's why, like, I've got that like Faye, um, lives from the heart. Just fantastical, like like it really feels like the Queen of Cups energy. They've been okay, well, see, they've been watching. They've been observing. And you feel watched, but you don't know exactly who this is. Why do you feel watched? Why do you feel like you're being observed, being witnessed? Hold on. Why? Can you tell me that, Spirit, really quick? Two of Cups again at the bottom of the deck. Leo. I love a Leo. I'm a Leo rising. But I'm a Gemini, and Gemini's and Leos. Get together. Get together. Okay, so they're not answering just yet why you feel like you're being observed, but they are saying this person's making a move with the intentions of flirting, dating, romantic intentions. We got the Page of Cups, and they want to fertilize the barren land because over here the Five of Pentacles is like the drought, the doing without. And then the Page of Cup usually they're showing the fish that usually pops out of the cup on the Page of Cups. But it's a Two of Wands, which is they're going to act on a desire. They have a desire to date you. Okay. You're going to find out that they were. I get the. They're gonna drop hints that they've been observing you. You're gonna find out that they've had their eye on you for longer, like much, like before they ever said anything. It's like what? I feel you suddenly feel very vulnerable and seen. Like, yeah, uh, like when somebody walks in on you naked and you're like, "Oh shit," like that kind of thing. Like you're like stripped down feeling when you find out because you didn't like this pixie nymph fairy kind of like creative imaginary fun loving whatever, like when you're on in your own little world you don't pay attention. It's almost like if you knew you were being, and the thing is that's what I'm saying, you have a inkling that you're being observed, but you don't have that anchored into any particular person. It's just a, you know what I mean? But it's like without the confirmation, you're yourself. I don't under like to me it feels like I'm totally myself. When I get that confirmation, I'm like, oh shit. Like, because sometimes you're like, I just get the feeling of like maybe things that I don't know. I feel like somebody's doing a review. Like, oh fuck. Have they seen this? Did they do da? Like, oh, I looked so stupid when I did this. You know what I mean? Like, it's just whoever I'm talking to, whoever the Queen of Cups is, you have you put shit on social media. Okay, I'm not gonna say you're any kind of influencer or anything like that, but you put shit on social media, and they much because it doesn't even feel like somebody that would be quote unquote in like a friend group either. I know that sounds kind of creepy. It's not creepy. They're not watching, but it's hard for me not to say that word. They are watching. They're observing. They're curious. There's that motherfucker. I knew it. King of Swords. Uh-huh. Temperance. I'm getting two energies. They've watched you. They've observed you. I swear to fucking God, I don't care what the word is. They've observed you go through something. That might be why you feel exceptionally vulnerable when you realize they've had their eye on you for a period of time. Um, mm, but there's this. I also feel like they've taken care of something in their life. Temperance has given me. They're really harping on like the alchemy, like the uh, uh, some kind of like a transformative something. They've reconciled something within themselves. Like they've settled in with something. Something about having what observed you, like taken you in. There may have been an initial like the initial curiosity of you was kind of like treated just as that, like a curiosity. Because tell me why I feel like either you're not their normal type, meaning they would write off any initial attraction because it's like, oh, I don't date anybody that, blah, 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 blah. or oh, I'm just fascinated with this. It's not like it would like something about the initial made them feel like, oh, that would either never work, or I don't, it wouldn't be compatible in some capacity. And if you're like a really imaginative, creative, fantastical, uh, 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 what is the fucking word? Spirit, you could help me out, seriously. Um, like I just get this very unabashed, uh, creative thinking idea, whatever. Just maybe the flightiness of your energy seems with their rootedness, like they're very earthy, anchored in. I mean, both King of Swords and the Pentacles are serious, right? Like really hardcore, anchored into reality, and you're more emotional and anchored into the ideas, the imagination, the you just may have some there's something about you that's very alternative, right? Unpractical about you. And that's where they were like, and so it was more of a curiosity and like, oh, and so sometimes we explore curiosity for a person, especially if we're talking about in somebody that's we can observe in the general public, on social media or something. Um, but they've reconciled something since then in this observation mode. I feel as if they are less hesitant and less feeling like it's unpractical or unlikely to a real, true, genuine desire. It's like they're listening less to their practical mind and more to their desire. Okay. Something felt very improbable. And it could have been life circumstances if you were going through something, if they were going through something. But Ten of Swords says whatever that shit was is done and over with. And so now it's like a potentiality, a possibility. Like there's a whole lot more of why the fuck not? I think that they went through all the worst case scenarios in their mind. Like I don't know what initially made them go, and kind of like acted like a they'd only let themselves go so far with their curiosity. Um, but that's over with now. Ten of Swords. It's like I feel like they imagined worst case scenario and they're like, oh, it's fucking worth it. Knight of Swords with the Seven of Pentacles. So this standstill, like okay, so the seed, there really was a seed planted in them, and it's finally like it. Because Seven of Pentacles is like I don't, you never know how long it takes for that seed to sprout, right? Um, but it's finally going to break ground. Like it's germinated. You've you've imprinted on them somehow. Knight of Swords just feels like they're willing to. They're going to change that. They very well may have had to cut some things loose. That's very general in sense. Knight of Swords really does that. I think that they cut loose any of the worst case scenarios. Ten of Swords. That level of thinking. That uber practicality, and they're gonna let this break ground. They're gonna. That sort of talks about the winds of change. There's a pivot. I'm gonna pull a different deck. I want some different energy. Um, Not yet. We'll do. I almost dropped it all. Star Tarot. This is a bit much. Okay. Okay. The Star. I feel a very fuck it attitude. Like whatever they find appealing about you far outweighs now any of the impracticality that they saw previously. And they're paying more attention to their desire, what they really want. Because they've reconciled that within themselves. We're gonna put this over here. Whatever seed was planted when they first laid eyes on you finally germinated and is going to grow into something, which is them like approaching you in a way. See, sometimes people will like play like they do this, they approach, but they're not straightforward. This is the straightforward approach. This is I'm going to communicate. I've gathered enough on the Queen of Cups. I actually like I really like the Queen of Cups. There's something I really desire about the Queen of Cups. And whatever about you seems you may have come across like somebody like you two may not match. I mean, obviously, you're woo and they're very rooted and it's like seems like an unlikely pair. And when you're thinking from a practical mindset or a logical one, and you're analyzing, you're like, okay, well, they're cool, but it could never match. Like I don't know if lifestyle wise, it seems like it couldn't match or whatever it is. But this is like there's a definite fuck it attitude about it where it's like, but I really want this. I think they let themselves also think about not just like pros and cons, the worst case scenario, but like how good it could be. And in that, they started out with it like it's over before it even begun kind of energy. And but over time, that seed has germinated and they're like they've done a 180 on what they were thinking initially. They've come to some kind of like peace within about, oh, this could be really good. This would be amazing. The sun. The sun, Leo. I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. And then it's like, yeah. So, I mean, the energy of their perception of you has immensely improved. Like, I feel like anything that inhibited them, they have decided was unwarranted. It's like the pleasure of observing you, witnessing, and watching you. It's like they discuss what they thought. It's like opposites attract. Like what they thought would not be compatible, they're like, "That's exactly what I want." That's why they're being very direct. Very direct. So this is not a I'm gonna pussyfoot around and send a message and just like it's a out the gate. My intention is this. I would love to take you out. I would like. There's no mincing of like. They're not gonna feel it out. They're not gonna feel it out. They're gonna be direct. So the sun is just kind of like the idea of, how the sun improves almost everything. So it's like if you have a spread and the sun comes out, bitch, nothing is as bad as it seems. So really, they were just in their head. They were really just trying to be, you see somebody on out and about in public or on the internet, and you're not like immediately like that's my, especially if there is very tangible things within the 3D reality where you're like, oh, these things do not necessarily match. Like it probably won't, you know what I mean? And because this is a very practical, and don't get me wrong, like this is what you need. Where I'm talking to. This motherfucker got uh I they're definitely sexy. We got that from the King of Swords too though. Remember I was like there's something about their intellect that is sexy. Um I can't help but think that they've got fire in their chart though. There's a very 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 passionate side to them. Um to me it feels as if it's like it does not get shared. I think they've had to temper, like the temperance, that part of them with their very earthy nature, their very groundedness, because they want success in reality, not just in the idea of something. Okay, that's what I'm gonna say, and so that's how they approach things. But again, that seed was it germinated. Like something grew. That's like a slow burn. This is the thing. You hear about people saying, oh, it's going to be a slow burn. What people don't realize is something can be a slow burn and be, I mean, from the get go, the steam, you know what I mean? Like, I know we like it's really just about how long something lasts. It's kind of like I think of a slow burn like the forever flames that exist with all the water around them. All that it's like they don't extinguish. It's just something that doesn't extinguish. But also, I think people really think that it means something's going to go really slow, right? And the thing you have to remember is that if there is time that something is allowed, like the heat of a slow burn is allowed to and become palpable, it doesn't necessarily mean it's from the point of when you meet and thereafter. I think some people shy away from this idea of like a slow burn because they think, well, it's going to take forever for something to pop off and for things to, kick off. And that's not the case. That's not true. Especially like in this one where somebody has been watching, like they have been, like something's been churning inside of them. And it allows them to reveal their real desire. When they sit with it and they feel it and it, it comes to life within them. We have the Knight of Pentacles again. Very passionate, trustworthy, honorable, integral, grounded energy. Like to me, the sun is also saying, I feel like this individual's already made up their mind that they're going to do this, that they're going to come in a tangible way, direct. So this is already decided. Maybe that's why it's for the weekly. The star. They're acting, I think they really feel called to do this. The star card's about something you wish, that you want, that you desire, being on the right path, but it's also about following the guidance. Like when you feel called to something, when you feel pulled to something, it's following that inner guidance. The star in the star card is the Merkaba that's in the Hermit's Lantern. I do pick up like a public element with a star card also. Um, and that could just be again, that's how they know you. Could be from work, could be from places that you frequent, or again, social media where they've been able to observe you. I swear to fucking God, guys. Almost several times we've seen the Two of Cups, either on the bottom of the deck or in a split. Now we have the Lovers twice. I think that slow burn where something's become very real to them has them feeling like they're being guided to you. Like there was a reason and a purpose that they came across you, that they couldn't stop observing you, that they had such a curiosity. Yeah. Again, talking about something germinating underground, we have the eggs. I mean, she's laying underground with all these roots, and now the book is open. The book is open. So whatever it is, it feels like whatever they understand now. And I'm getting golden egg, like a golden opportunity. This also looks like the seed that's sprouting, like I told you about the seven pentacles. They're just repeating stuff. I'm gonna pull the deck that they wanted me to pull. I was like, oh wait, it's the Tarot of Smishable Magic. I won't show some of the imagery because I'm not allowed to in this prissy day and age. Okay, so why are we bringing this up this week? They really want to focus on the other energy because I wanted to know more about your scenario, your side of things. But star card again. So we have the Nine of Cups and we have the star card. This is like some level of wish and desire, like wish upon a star kind of energy. Like, is this an answered prayer? I don't know where that came from. Emperor on the bottom of the deck. Give me just a second. I know it's trying to tell me something, and my dumbass is having a moment of what are you trying to say? Because I feel like it's connecting with some of the cards over here. So just give me a hot minute, okay? My candle is making a lot of noise, by the way. Slow burn, like it feels like the crackling. There's definitely desire here too. Like he's let this go along enough. I'm just saying he because like King of Swords versus the Queen of Cups. Again, you wouldn't. People don't necessarily say the King of Swords should be with the Queen of Cups, but it's the yin and yang. Again, very like reality based in your very potential possibilities, um, future focused, optimistic. Oh, he likes that. I say he, but it's because it's a masculine. It's a masculine energy. Look, okay, so we can show this because there's nothing. She's pouring her water, Queen of Cups, right directly onto his heart chakra. He is open and ready to receive. He wants what you have to offer. He wants your love. That's sexy too. Somebody really open and ready to receive. Okay. Keep going. I don't want to get stuck. That's going to have you in your head. The level of desire that this motherfucker see, and they mentioned that he's going to be so fucking direct but it's like in a very grounded, slow burn way. So it's not going to come across as love bombing, but his level of fucking certainty about you and like consistency and dedication to showing you that he desires you and his willingness and his openness. And it's like, why is this so easy? It's that kind of fucking energy that has you in your head. Here, let me cover up your little booty crack. Look at this shit. You're yanking his hair and yours. He's just eager and happy to be there. You're the, I don't know. He knows because he's had time to come to that conclusion, unbeknownst to you. 10 of fucking cups. Are you serious in the chariot? What the fuck? Like, again, like I said before, it's the idea of, people like the people who know right away, there's not even a talking stage. It just whoosh. Because the chariot, like the fastness at which you all are heading towards the 10 of cups. Like this is the kind where it's like, you know quickly and from the get-go, and it's like you want the family with this person. You want to share their like the a life with them. Okay, tell me about this person. Like if this person's gonna come in like this, right? Tell me, son of a biscuit. I do get that they're they are passionate. They are they are social. As earthy as they are social, is what I want to say. They love to have fun. They love to do enjoyable things. I keep showing that. That's got images you shouldn't see. Your little baby eyes. 2 of Pentacles. There's an indulgence there. There's I thoroughly enjoy. There's no hiding somebody. I know three people like to think the 3 of Cups is a third party. Um, there's not. This is the amount of what I just I get like a very indulgent, proud, flirtatious, playful kind of energy off of the 3 of Cups. Because on this, there's a knowing. I'm gonna cover it up. But at the bottom, there's an egg with the red string of fate around it. They know that this new they it's I feel like diving in head first kind of thing. Um and there's a public because the 3 of Cups is like social networks and they immediately public with you. It feels so new. It feels like if you know anything about them, it's like you know of them, but they feel so far removed from you, but they're watching you. So this has to be something where, again, either social media or you go to the same places or they're at work, so they kind of know you, but they're not really in your circle. That's why they're at a distance. I remember I said initially they felt like they're back a little bit, so they're not necessarily in your circle. But this still may be something where it's like so and so's boyfriend has a friend and you've heard a story about them one time and you maybe like met them like on a brief whatever because you went and picked your friend up while he was hanging with his buddy, like weird shit like that where it's like they're not really on your fucking radar and they're not in your circle, they're not close. Does that make sense? It's kind of like, so it wouldn't be somebody that it doesn't feel like somebody, it doesn't definitely doesn't feel like somebody you've dated because this individual was resistant to it initially. Like they had put a cap on it almost like, but it'll never go anywhere kind of thing, right? Um so Yeah. But you apply it how you need to because again, you know how this fits within your situation. I am trying to read the energy and I can only express the way it feels to me. But you can again apply it how you trust your instinct, trust your intuition. Um, like you don't see it coming. You don't see them coming. You're back. Like you over here, like wanting, desiring something. You're looking at the moon. You're looking at the star, making wishes, praying for something. And all the while, this motherfucker is coming in from behind. Um, because the Two of Pentacles is making it's the choice to go down a particular path. I guess something with the Two of Pentacles. It's like going ahead with something. I feel very public. I'm just gonna tell you. That was the one thing I didn't say. I kept getting like something feels very public, but I brushed it off like with the star card. I got it over here with this star card. Like, well, because you might be on social media, whatever. But I feel like it's like their interest, their desire, their moves, may become public knowledge. They're not hiding this. And if there is anything on social media, it's like they're not gonna hide this. Especially with the star cards, there's some kind of acknowledgement of you almost immediately. They're not hiding you from their social network, from their friends, from the people that y'all hang around. Like you may immediately get to meet them. Like it feels pretty like their choice becomes very public. It's like a very public choice. They make public moves. Again, because I'm getting very social, networky, community vibes off of the Three of Cups. So I'm sure that y'all will go out in public together. This isn't something where it's like we're gonna keep it hush hush. It becomes public. Yeah. They're like even if they didn't post on say social media, I'm dating so and so, they are not hiding it. They are going places with you. They are affectionate. Like I told y'all, they were like really, really affectionate with you in public, like immediately. They keep showing me somebody putting like the arm around the back but waist kind of thing. Um, so really, we got the Two of Swords where you see how he's going to ask her out on a date. He's offering the rose, and it's you're interested, but you're also like hesitant. Got your face turned, playing footsies. Footsies. That might be a thing. I keep seeing like your feet on this person. Like if you're sitting talking, your feet are up on their lap, kind of thing. Okay, that's none of my business. Um, but the choice is yours. Like they're gonna put it squarely in your court, and so there's a decision that will need to be made. They're coming in. They're making moves. So they've already made their decision. We've decided that. They're not going to hide their decision. It's not that they're intentionally being flamboyant with it and like, what I mean, nothing's over the top of this person. Very earthy, grounded vibes. Um, sense of presence. But whatever inhibited them before is not inhibiting them now. And if they felt like, oh, we're too different, they may have even thought like even anybody could notice that we wouldn't be good together, like that kind of thing. They don't give a shit. There's something about your impracticality, fey, pixie nymph energy that they're very drawn to, and they will not hide. It's funny because this is like it reminds me of, the little dishes that we have when we burn herbs and stuff like that to cleanse air and stuff because it's smoking and it's almost like something's been cleansed or something's been cleaned out of the way so that they can make this move towards you. Um Again, could be their perception and their initial, It could be something very tangible too, which is why I don't feel like they're inhibited anymore. Like they don't feel like they just don't give a fuck what anybody would think. So they're gonna approach you. You get to decide. The ball's gonna be in your court. Um, they're very persuasive. I'm just gonna tell you. This is the magician. There's something very magnetic, charming, alluring to them. Aside from also being exceptionally intelligent, this is just like to have that groundedness. I get a very Capricorn energy. Like I can make shit happen. The magician makes shit happen. I can make shit like they may have a lot to show for their efforts. And again, I picked up for some of y'all, this motherfucker younger. They feel very established. Like I there's this belief in this person. Not only do they believe in themselves, but I just feel like they can make shit happen. There is a song by Sturgill Simpson called I Promise. And it's about where like he might stumble over his words or he might not always say the right thing, but I promise you, you will fall in love with me. Meaning that he's going to show up in his actions. Um, Even if he's not the most poetic, although this person, he's a king of swords. So I'm going to tell you, he's got a good grasp of articulation and being able to, you know what I'm saying? But it's like there's this showing up, showing out, and proving of something. He just feels like, I mean, if you are used to being surrounded by duds, individuals that you just either, I went on about hating to be the smartest person in the room. Like, I want a man that's so fucking intelligent. It's not even funny. On all levels, holistically, right? Like emotional intelligence and, you know, street savvy and all that kind of stuff. Like, not just on a particular subject or topic, right? But imagine that he's charismatic and grounded and rooted and passionate. And it's like, that's some intimidating shit. The full package. Make shit happen. It's like, he's gonna, we have the Page of Swords again. To me, the magician is he's gonna show you and he's gonna tell you. I'm still picking up on, here's the thing, he's gonna use whatever knowledge he's gained about you to give you what it is he knows you need. And what's scary about that is you're gonna feel so seen. I don't think anybody's ever paid attention to you like this. You get really irritated with having to constantly like handhold fucking people of what it's like to actually pay attention to other people other than themselves, right? Like it's all the little things. Like this person knows what you need, and he's going to use that to show you that he means business. Like he's not just words; he's going to show up and show out. Yet still, again, this is okay. We're gonna have to cover up some stuff. Okay, she doesn't. So he look at how he is staring. He is so like, and he's not touching. He's just like in awe. She's over here, unbeknownst to her, unaware, sword pointed down, no knowledge, has no knowledge that he's doing this. You're gonna feel so fucking seen. He's like, I'm gonna make sure I'm exactly what it is. It is true though. This isn't a show. He's not putting on a show. Mm. I mean, a lot of chemistry and passion. Page of Wands. Very flirtatious. Very like his desire. He just nothing. He's not pussyfooting around. He's not sugar. Like he's not like he's just gonna be so fucking upfront with it. But it's not overwhelming. And Four of Swords, there's this thing where it's like he's good. Like in this particular Four of Swords, because it's got imagery on it I don't particularly like. Um, she's a little like pause. Four of Swords is a bit of a pause. What do you do when what you asked for, what you prayed for, shows up? Very grounded, well rooted, um, loyal, integral, intelligent, um, passionate. Because the Page of Wands really feels like being taken away. Like, look at how much she is swept away by this. Like, maybe a little overwhelming how much, again, too good to be true feeling. Like, to feel so desired by somebody. Because there's a difference between love bombing and being genuinely desired. Because he's going to show up in all the ways. He has all the things that you want. So he's going to show up in all the ways, not just like lustfully. He's showing up in all the fucking ways, especially when you got two Knight of Pentacles, the level of integrity with this motherfucker. So it's kind of like he's going to do whatever it is to put your mind at ease. Four of Swords. That's what it is. There it is. I literally was just thinking, the only thing we don't have is a cup. Because I was all like, like I'm trying to give all the great things, passionate, this, that, and the other. And I'm thinking we're hitting all the elements, but the cup. We got Two of Cups with the King of Cups. Oh, he's the King of Cups for you. This is where I said, like, I knew not everybody gets all the sides of him. And that's the nice thing. That's reserved only for you and only in a Two of Cups kind of scenario situation. Only. So you're the only one that gets that side of him. And you're the only one that he would pour his love into. Look at the way he's just loving on her. I'm going to cover up her titties. He's very affectionate. I told you, he's going to want to touch you. And he's very affectionate and tender. And he's a match. That's what he's willing to prove to you, that he's a match. It's weird because sometimes people want to act like the feminine energy knows first. And it's like something about this. And again, I'm not saying he's never crossed your radar, but he's certainly not on your radar right now. Certainly. Like you might have passed him in the grocery store. I was like, damn, he's hot. But it was, you're unaware. All right. Is there anything pertinent to this week about this? What's the likelihood of this happening this week? Because we were doing a weekly check-in. Just saying. Okay. Pull Kipper real quick, and then we're going to wrap it up. What time is it? 11? they're giving me the cleared the air again with the Two of Pentacles. I don't know what they're talking about. And also they're showing me with this one, because we got to cover up the whole image. This is one of those that's, but the egg again that has the red string of fate. There's a little tiny chip in that egg. I don't know if there could have been, if I'm looking at that, there could have been a false start before. Meaning like they almost initiated something, but then they didn't. But I do get the lurking in shadows kind of energy. And it does not feel like this would have been something you knew they were attempting to initiate. So there may have been a bit of a, I don't know what they had to clear out of the air, if it was just their doubts or whatever, but you have grown on them. They've basically gotten out of their head. Yeah. Because we have okay, we're going to get to the timing. We have the imprisonment and then we have the courtship. So there was something that was tying them up before they could come forward to meet you and ask you on that date. Something was tying them up, preventing them. Okay, timing wise, what are we looking at here, Spirit? Oh, I guess there was a false person involved. Why are we getting into his business? Is this shit? Looks like they just had some loose ends that they had to. We got courthouse with toil and labor. Courthouse is like can be contracts, things like that. Toil and labor is like the shit you gotta do just to because you got to. Again, anything from mundane to obligatory things. So, what is this false person? Why the fuck did that come out? False person can be like something that's unknown, or a person because you don't know. You don't know who it is. They're behind a mat. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, is it who I think it is? Kind of thing. That's the idea of the false person. It can be somebody who's wearing a mask, or it can be just somebody that's you're not sure if you know who they are or not. Let's clarify. I just want to know about time. Okay. Great fortune, which is like the sun card in this deck. Definitely uplifts everything. Then we have unexpected income, which really just means something very unexpected. Are you shitting me? I'm just gonna leave it there. Distant horizons with marriage. That's your wish. That is your wish. All right, I'm gonna leave it there because something tied them up. Again, this may be something even more so like that's where that false start comes from. Like maybe they might have sat on this for a little bit, they might have known for a little bit, like you grew on them. Like when I say grew on them, it's like really you melted away any of their reservations the more they watched you. But it also might be why they stayed lurking in the background. They might have wanted to approach you previously, but they didn't because they had obligatory things to take care of. And so they stayed in the shadows. But it's kind of like they're now going to reach out and they're going to be very point blank upfront about it. And they date for the purpose of marriage. They don't date for, again, which is probably why they thought there was something very impractical about the two of you. I don't know why I started shuffling again, for fuck's sake. Ooh. They may have been at a distance. I do get distance off this, but I also get, because we had the gift with the path card. Oh, they may, okay. If it is distance, they may choose to like come up for the weekend or I'll come see you. That might be some of that obligatory stuff. I don't know if they travel. Distant horizons can be a bit of a travel card too, but it came out with the marriage card. So I feel like that's more like a, wish fulfillment. Um, gift and a path. They might whisk you. They might. If there's distance, they're going to do. They will do something to bridge that distance, so y'all can see each other. I will say that much. I also get the feeling like they feel like this, like you're a gift to them. Like there is a again, I got the sense of like a feeling called to something. Like again, they had resistance in the mind before, but now they're like, this feels like an answered prayer. So all right, we'll leave it there. I hope you guys have a fantastic week. Um, I'll be coming on again, obviously. So I will see you at the next reading. Bye.